Alright. What the hell is going on, everybody? And welcome back. We've got a big best of 5 series here. It's the upper bracket round of 8, and it is beginning the journey of the best games of the ESL NA Spring Regionals, starting with Future, one of the most creative Terran players in the world, who I have been loving his games. Whenever he plays the Weekly Cup and gets matched with Dark or ASTREA or Trigger, Gumiho Sol, any of these players, these top pros, Future always makes it a banger, and sometimes he catches them off with his dirty cheese. But unfortunately for him, it's only the round of 8, the quarterfinals, and he's already playing ASTREA in the top right side. And ASTREA knows who he's playing, so he's gone for a very early probe scout, and he's already harassing, he's trying to block the second gas from going down. To be fair, Future did delay it a little bit there. And it does look like it's just a barracks gas into second gas opening for Future. So ASTREA is trying to make sure he can limit the sneaky BS that Future can do by scouting this early. And this is a great way to do it, because ASTREA, up there with Scarlet and Neeb over the last 4 years of StarCraft 2, have been the three kings, the three lords, the three dominators of the NA region. And ASTREA's had moments where there was a few seasons there where he was crushing Scarlet and Neeb. Maybe crushing's a strong word, but I feel like there's seasons where he would crush at least one of them, right? And beat both of them. He hasn't been completely dominant. Before Neeb retired, Neeb went back and decided to win everything in NA super one-sidedly for a little while, and both ASTREA and Scarlet were struggling against him. But, he goes for the Spite Pylon. Now, if you guys are wondering, the Spite Pylon's job is just to block an add-on being built there. All it does is disrupt your opponent's build. Future hesitates for a moment before deciding to build the Reaper and the recall on the probe. This is a really good move, especially if you're planning to go Nexus before Cybercore, because that delays the Reaper while it's chasing your probe. Your probe still gets out of there, and delaying the Reaper means it can't get in to kill any of your workers before it arrives on the map. Now, this is just annoying as the Terran. You don't really want to lift off from here, but sometimes you have to if you want to start that reactor straight away. That's what I would personally do. And then once the pylon's gone, I would probably go back and move it into position. Or not move it into position, but either put another structure there or a third depot to finish the wall off. Of course, you don't need a third depot too early, but actually you probably want to take it about now anyway, so fair enough. Starport goes down. Second Reaper goes forward across the map. It is a Stalker and a Shield Battery for ASTREA. It's an odd opening, right, guys? ASTREA's like, who needs tech? That's for tryhards. I'm just going to make an Adept and 2 Stalkers and a Shield Battery in the main, but I'm not even sending an Adept across. He's just playing ultra safe. To be fair, double or triple Chrono in Gateway units keeps you very safe against like 2 Reaper Hellion, 3 Reaper Hellion openings. Something I was coaching one of our Protoss boys on about a month ago. It was 3 Reaper, 2 Hellion pressure, and how really against these double gas builds, the most important thing, a lot of Protoss have really... Oh god, he chased the Reapers too much. Hellion gets a kill, make it 2. Oh god, he's actually taking way more damage than he should be. Damn, I really thought this was shut down because he had 3 Gateway units, but he loses 4 probes. Only a Hellion goes down. That's actually really nice. Very well done with the multi-prong there, especially when you've got a Shield Battery in the main. There is no reason to move more than 1 unit into the main to defend, because Reapers can't get through a Shield Battery. They just can't. So he should have left 2 Stalkers in the natural and only 1 Adept going into the main. So anyway, as I was saying, basically, yeah, if you build a few 3 Gateway units, you usually find a lot of people like, no, I need to rush a Robo or get an Observer. I need to rush a Stargate and get a Phoenix or an Oracle. I need to rush Twilight, which is the worst decision against a double gas opening because it takes so long for Blink to kick in. It's always defending the first few pressures against a double gas opening. It's always about just having enough stuff on the field and having it in the right position. Having Blink or something like that is really something that helps you out a bit later in the game. Double Widowmine drop comes in, but he's all over it. He should be able to handle this pretty well, as long as he does spread those probes. Ooh, that Widowmine actually did get 3 probes. That one looks like it got none, though. Wait. Oh, the Reapers came in. Both Reapers came in and killed 2 probes on the natural. I was like, how did he get 5 kills? Well, it turns out the Reapers killed 2. Now you can see the medevac does fly away, gets out with 1 medevac, but 5 probes on top of the early damage. It's 9 probes in total. As long as you go back and repair the medevac, I think this is enough damage to keep ASTREA in a bit of a gimped position. He's kind of like, he's okay. He's got 3 gateways, he's got Blink, but no Robo, no third Nexus, and he's down on workers, which is very good for Future. So Future's opening has started out quite nicely. An Adept and a bunch of Stalkers coming across the map. Right now, that tank is looking rather undefended, but luckily for Future, he does put a Marine out front. I am surprised the rest of his units are just chilling in his main base right now, guys. This is looking very vulnerable. That Adept does go down a little sloppy from ASTREA. And ASTREA starts the third Nexus. Stalkers poking forward, but got to be careful of the siege tank. Going to grab himself a Marine and a second one. Oh, he's going to blink on top. The Mad Dog, ASTREA. It's worth it. It's worth it. This is why you shouldn't be so far out of position. Oh, as I say that, never mind. It's not worth it. That Widow Mine ruined him. I was like, he's going to get all 4 Stalkers out. The Widow Mine shoots the auto turret, one-shot like 3 Stalkers to finish them off. Oh no. ASTREA's lost 4 Stalkers and Adept 9 probes. He's having a rough opening. Future's actually doing very well so far as the Widow Mine drop moves out the north. The tank being in the open really did look a bit exposed. It looked like it could be punished, but only 4 Stalkers there and that Widow Mine in the top doing big damage, man. Marines coming forward. One of them does go down, but that siege tank's range is fantastic. Charges on the way now for ASTREA. Is he going to be able to get back in this game? Being on equal workers with Terran is really bad. The longer it goes, the worse it is for him. Stim and Shields was delayed a long time, but look at this. Even more delays. And, oh, he's going to try and come in here. Very cute. And, oh, he keeps changing targets as well. Dude, and look at that. He's going to keep changing targets. What a beast. Future with some slick micro right now. Look at how many probes are losing mining time, guys. Just because of his micro. And he just keeps on burrowing to stop it from shooting, guys. If he let it shoot, ASTREA would have blinked and dodged. But Future actually delayed a massive amount of mining time there. ASTREA's already behind on the income. And now already there's a push out coming. I don't know if he's committing to this or not. I think his first medevacs have entered the field. Yeah, he's got 3 medevacs, including the drop medevac right now. So that's 3 medevacs. Stim, shields, +1, all about to finish. Does he have concussive queued up? He doesn't. Does he really need it though? Probably not. There's only 3 zealots here. Charge is going to be done. +1, nowhere near ready. Now, Future, you could argue, is pushing a little bit too early, but does it matter when you've got this much of an army advantage? His Raven is very low, so he's carefully keeping that at the back. A lot of Marines getting focused down, though. Really good focus fire by ASTREA. ASTREA does lose 1 Stalker, but he's already killed about 5 Marines, which is really good. What's he got on the D, though? No battery. He doesn't even have a battery. Zealots are here, though. Charge Zealots, very good against tanks. Got to be careful of the Widow Mine, though. Tanks are going to see jump. Future's going to chill in position and start his own 3rd command center at home. ASTREA is up 9 workers. He's going 3 more gateways, which will, of course, bring him to a total of 8. His 3rd Nexus on the right is up and saturated. The natural, up and saturated, but with no gases there. Future's going to realize, scanning that, and say, oh, you're just massing Zealots? Okay, I just need to make sure I take a good fight. As long as I don't let those Zealots just jump on top of me for free, these Widow Mines are going to be huge. Auto turrets do go down, and I don't think you can fight into that. I like the pre-drop on the auto turrets. It secures the kill on this Nexus. Another auto turret goes down. The Widow Mine does take out some of these Zealots. The tanks are getting jumped on from behind by those Zealots in the top left of our screen. The tanks are getting very low, but the bio kills every single thing. And that is a one-sided game 1 for Future. Just aggression from start to finish. And it all started with a few small mistakes. You cannot start a series shakily like this. We'll go back to that first mistake, which was following those Reapers into that main base, guys. But it was really nice the way he went past like that, and it just felt like it was still early game, and he wasn't expecting this Hellion. But this Hellion, this was so nice. The Reapers run away, the Hellion goes in, the Reapers go back in from the left at the same time. This was really well orchestrated, and only losing a Hellion, getting himself so many probes, was absolutely brilliant. Didn't quite get that one, but still well worth it. All right, well, we're going on to winner chicken dynasty. Right now. Top right side is ASTREA. Bottom left is Future. Future's going to go for a proxy barracks by the looks of it. So he's going to come in. Now, keep in mind, there is a ledge. You can jump up here into the back door. And if you're doing it so close, because some people take the gold base on this side. I know MaxBax has been doing that a lot. It means you can build literal Marines after your first Reaper and just put them in a bunker here as well. So you're kind of, I guess you could argue, countering the gold base and just getting an early aggressive Reaper. ASTREA, though... Wait. Is he going to full wall this side so a Reaper can't get in? Dude, if he builds a Cyber Core there, full walls it, and then just expands down here, that's genius. Because there's no Reaper ledge here. The Reaper ledge here, you notice that you're blocked. You can't move over that stuff. I'm pretty sure you can't move over any of this. I don't think you can jump up any of these ledges. There's no hopping ledge. That's 2 levels. You can't jump 2 levels at once. So you can only jump here, which is obviously, well, if your natural's there, it's kind of protected. This is genius from ASTREA. Oh my god, this is so smart. This is why I love watching these guys play. ASTREA's going to go for the Nexus. Now, to be fair, ASTREA hasn't scouted, so you could argue he's playing a mite greedy, and he is indeed going Nexus before Cybercore, so That Reaper getting delayed, having to run in the front is kind of vital, because if it wasn't for that case, ASTREA would really be struggling. Now, where's he going to build his second pylon, do you guys think? Just here? Or does he... He's just going to build the normal one on the natural by the looks of it. Okay. It's 22-second pylon. Very standard play. Very efficient opening as well. That you guys know, this is how I always prefer to open versus Terran. And the pros, like MaxPax, never go Nexus before core. Like, he never does it. And I kind of go, oh, I'd like to see him mix it in. But he's like, no, it's not safe. It's bad, you know? And I'm curious to see if ASTREA can show us a way of making it work. Probe will go down. That is an early Reaper. He's already got a Sentry on the way. Sentry's not the best unit for dealing with a Reaper by any means, but we'll see how good his probe micro is, as that's kind of what he's forced to rely on here. That gas probe getting focused. Great micro pulling it away. Oh, good micro in general. Oh, couldn't quite get that worker inside the gas. Maybe should have just committed to mining the gas so it would have popped inside. But two workers is pretty good. And he's building a reactor on location and a starport and a cyclone at home. Now you might be wondering, so what is this? Guys, this is a marine cyclone all in. Future's reactor is outside the Protoss base. He is going all in on one base. Killing 2 probes seems good, but it's not that amazing if you don't kill them with the follow-up, right? It's a nice start, but you're so committed now. Problem for ASTREA is that he is blind until that hallucination sees everything. Reaper knows about the hallucination at least, which is good, but the Marines are building. I think we'll see Medevac probably into Liberator. No tech lab, so there can never be siege tanks. This is always going to be Marine Cyclone. And you know what, guys? He could actually use this wall off against ASTREA. If he drops down here, he could maybe pick off these buildings from the bottom side, and that's going to be kind of awkward until you get a shield battery up here healing your stalkers. Speaking of shield batteries, they do not exist outside of the natural right now. That first drop is going to be deadly. Now, ASTREA, Guys, where's his Phoenix? Guys, what happened to his Phoenix? Did he lose it to the Cyclone? Why did he not see the expansions? What the hell? He's only been outside the base. He has no idea this is a one base all in. Right? Oh my god, I think he screwed up. I think he screwed up. And look at this, Future's going to ferry across and do exactly what I said. He's going to try and kill the gateway and the cybercore from the other side. But without a battery, you can't really micro back and forwards against this very well because the Cyclone does so much damage. So there we go. Future comes in. He's already locking onto that pylon. He's trying to focus it with the Marines as well. Oh my god, that's an Artosis pylon if I've ever seen one. That is an Artosis pylon. And it's going to go down. Artosis gets sniped. Nice Medevac micro there. The sentry has already gone down. One Stalker is almost dead as well. He's very slow to rebuild this pylon. He needs another pylon to the left of it. That does not power that gateway on the left. Warp gate has finished, which is nice. There we go. He's going to build another pylon on the left. Cybercore's about to go down. He needs to rebuild a Cybercore as well. Medevac does almost fall, but he just pulls it to the left, gets some more vision. Oh, the Cyclone does go down. Okay, Future with a slight mistake there, losing the Reaper and the Cyclone. The Medevac really should be getting out of here, but he stayed way too long. Now ASTREA's getting some free kills. This is brilliant for ASTREA. Yes, he's lost his Cybercore, but he's rebuilding it now. He's very slow to rebuild that Cybercore. To be fair, guys, ASTREA needs to be reacting quicker. Still no battery in the main, and he can't build it now because he's lost the Cybercore. You can't build shield batteries without a Cybercore. He can't build a battery in the main. Oh man, I feel like ASTREA should be able to defend this. But now with the Liberator Marines on the back killing his gateways, Cyclone Marine on the front, all he can do is warp in Zealots. Until that Cybercore is finished, all he can do is warp in Zealots. He's trying to rebuild his gateways in the back. I mean, he's on 2 base versus 1. I think, like I said, he should be fine if he can just slow down and calm down here. But look at that. Loses a Stalker. He's going to lose some Zealots if he's not careful. No battery. Rebuilding on this natural is a massive bummer. Liberator's going to join the front. There is finally a factory with Attack Lab building siege tanks. That Immortal's going to the high ground. Is that the right move? He's in range of the tank, but the Marines from both sides, the Stalkers take out the siege tank. But with no shield battery healing, the Marines and the Cyclones can now overwhelm. The Marines are forcing those probes off the line. They are not very good combat units. Probes are good at tanking, but there's just so little damage behind it. ASTREA with only 2 Stalkers behind this. The Liberator does siege up on top. The probes are not on a move right now. The Stalkers trying to fight the Libs. The probes are going to have to go back in one more time. Most of them are stuck behind the minerals. Another Stalker goes down, and another one bites the dust, and another one bites the dust. Liberator's on the ramp right now, which means no reinforcements to the natural. ASTREA caught off guard here. That drop behind his own wall off really threw him through a loop. You could tell that just absolutely messed with his head. Immortal does manage to kill the Cyclone on popping, but it goes down immediately after. 3 Stalkers in the main. They've got Blink. They're going to try and rotate to the left to deal with that Liberator. And indeed, they will be able to, but at what cost? The Marines are there, making this incredibly costly. Good micro from ASTREA. Is it enough? Good micro, though. Once again, no battery healing. The new battery's coming up in the main. It's just not quite there. Siege tank on the low ground. Look at that scan. Gets 2 Stalkers in one shot. Battery overcharged with a single Zealot down here. That's adorable. That one Zealot with battery overcharge just tried to solo the entire Terran army, and he found out, well, they can just target the battery and then deal with you. Only got a little bit of damage on that siege tank. Marine Lib tank moving into the main base. ASTREA desperately trying to hang on, but Future is playing a highly aggressive version of TVP, and he's managed to find the edge, get in underneath, and get a bit too much damage done. ASTREA has to tap out, and Future's speedrunning this to a 2-0 advantage. Well, his back's up against the wall. He cannot make a greedy build order again. If he does another greedy build order like that last one, he could get in trouble. ASTREA in the top left side of the map. He just has to play exceptionally safe. I think an Oracle opening is probably the safest thing to do right here. Is it though? Oracle, maybe just play Robo. Robo's solid. And Future is once again going proxy barracks. Is he going to float that in? What is this? Why would you come from this angle? Yeah, he must be floating. So he's going to float a barracks into behind the natural, I believe. Wow. Okay, Future, you cheeky boy. What do you got for us, mate? He's like, dude, I have a bag of tricks. It is, you know, you go out there Christmas morning, you find your stocking, it's got some bloody candy in it. Well, Future's apparently is a Hermione's bag. You know, it's a bag of holding. It's got unlimited space for cheesy tricks. I am very curious. I mean, he could build a Reaper from here. It just takes so long to rally in. It's a very hard spot to scout, though. So it is very secretive. I'm thinking, like, you know, is it Marauder Hellion or something like that? Like, you know, you build a factory at home, you rally Hellions in and Marauders from it. You're just trying to hide what you're doing. Not 100% sure. We'll see what we do. Because, you know, you guys remember the, was it the Beyond build? That was actually versus ASTREA in Home Story Cup a couple of years ago, where he went Proxy Reaper into one base Marauder Hellion Medevac all in. And it was actually a brilliant build because it hits so fast. Marauders would jump in that base and start depowering the buildings. Hellions would start roasting any probes that got pulled. So he does lift it up and starts building the Reaper inside the natural. Guys, this was Cybercore before Nexus, so a bit more safety from Future this time around. And you can see he's going to try and build a bunker right there, which normally the probes can kind of kill that, but since there was no Zealot this time, ASTREA now finds out about that Reaper building, and he's like, oh, okay. Now he's going to try and get a probe out, which is interesting, because he hasn't scouted. Oh, he has scouted. I'm not sure what that probe's doing then. Oh, because as the Reaper comes in, he wants to go after the SCV. Very cute. Really cute. And get a second battery down as well, since one of them could potentially get focused. Fair enough. Should go after the SCVs while they're building, because they can't hop inside the bunker right now, so this is the best time, because they can't do the projectile dodging that they're so famous for. Now, the way you do this micro, guys, is you select the bunker, you press the load button, and you left-click on the actual SCV. So you pop the SCVs out, let them repair, and you go load click, load click, load click. And you're meant to do it before the projectile hits. He just screwed up both of those, and he took 2 projectiles. He just screwed it up again. Future with some small miss micro here. Don't get me wrong, no one's perfect on this. Obviously, you're trying to macro at home at the same time, but you got to try and keep that alive. So yeah, you want to try and, as the Stalker shoots at you, like as you see the Stalker charging up, you can already just do the, there we go. You see that projectile didn't hit because he dodged it. Now you pop it out, try to do a little bit more repair, and the Stalker's going to run forward and dodge. Beautiful timing. Beautiful timing. Look at this, guys. He's killed 2 shield batteries. The Marines actually have so much more firepower than Reapers. Killed 2 probes, killed 2 shield batteries. ASTREA's stuck on 1 base now. Double Cyclones on the way. Yes, Future does not have an expansion. But how the hell does ASTREA ever get out here, man? And look at that, he dodges again. Dude, these Stalkers are taking so much damage. He hasn't even got a shield battery to heal them. He's literally just using regular shield regen. ASTREA is going to lose his Nexus if he's not careful. That is 3 Marines and a Reaper. I don't know why he put everything out of the bunker. I think that was a misclick. Reaper's going to go around and chase the probe. Oh, because he knows ASTREA is going to go for a hidden expand or a proxy. Very smart. The Stalker's taking massive damage. Probe is still circling in the main, so that is good scouting for ASTREA. But right now, ASTREA is getting absolutely dicked. And there's just no other way to put it. He's in trouble. He's making a robo on 1 base. To be fair, the command center just started, so he could find his way back into this game, but he's got to defend this Nexus. If he loses the Nexus, he's in real deep. But I think with battery overcharge, he'll be okay. So it's essentially, he'll have 2 base against 1, but the Cyclones are already here. There's no battery in the main. The Cyclones are already here. With Medevac micro, that could be good. He kind of has to focus the Medevac. No, Artosis! Artosis again! No, his own buildings are blocking him! Oh my god, Future's gonna get it! Okay, I think Future's committing. Future's committing. Future says, screw it, I'm committing, man. If I can depower all your production, I will take it. And he even saves one of the Medevacs. Dude, you aren't kidding me. And now you can't break this because the Cyclone DPS is absolutely insane. I don't think you can, even with battery overcharge, can you? Look at that, man. I mean, battery overcharge is pretty good. The Cyclones could try for some more lock-ons here. He just doesn't want to lose them. He's going to save the Marines in the SCV and just get out of there. Wow. I mean, ASTREA saves the Nexus, which is good. He does rebuild the pylon in the main base. The Immortal is finally going to be out, but Future is giving him real problems right now. The SCV is still chasing. I think this was the scouting probe from earlier. I think it might be, I don't know, there's a probe with an SCV chasing it. We've got a third command center on the way. Second and third barracks has started, and it looks like tank into Raven for Future. Probably what he's going to be going for, repairing his Cyclones. He's going to try and transition into a standard game. Now, ASTREA is alive. I've always said ASTREA can take a punch better than most Protoss players. ASTREA's specialty is that he basically watched the Rocky movies over and over and over again, and he learned the lesson that a lot of America's youth did, which is brain damage is good, and if you can get punched in the face 4,000 times, and then still go in there and get punched another 4,000 times, you're the winner. And that's kind of how ASTREA plays TVP. So he's been in situations like this before. He will potentially bounce back if he has any opportunities. Future's got to keep the pressure on. He's going to take out another probe. Doesn't get a second one. Oh, a bit of a mess up there. And he does get out with the medevac at least. But, you know, probe, not too bad. Doesn't really cost him too much. That probe's going to go down. That brings it up to 7 probes in total this game. ASTREA's very supply blocked on 62. He still hasn't realized, guys, he's so panicked right now. Guys, he was supply blocked 30 seconds ago. And he's only now realized. Oof. Because he, like, lost a probe and he lost another probe. So then he was, like, not supply blocked technically for a moment, but he was practically supply blocked. So he didn't realize until he actually had the voice in his ear, we require more pylons. We require more pylons. You must construct additional pylons, you know, whatever the... Is it that in StarCraft 2? I always hear the StarCraft 1 voice. I don't even know what the StarCraft 2 voice sounds like. It's probably just the same thing, right? The StarCraft 1, you must construct additional pylons, is obviously the one that will live on in my brain for forever. Third Nexus is going to be going down in the third base. Templar Archives coming up. 3 more gateways as well. So it's going to be 6-gate charge Archon. Not a bad way to play. Actually, he's got 4 casts. He could even go Storm. I would like Storm. Now remember, guys, you're meant to make High Templar first. But he's got enough gas for both, so it's okay. 2 High Templar and Storm starting. Cyclone drop is still ready to come in the back. Right now, it's a very vulnerable Future. Look at his force, guys. It's pretty weak. But he's hunting observers. He just killed an observer with the Raven Cyclone, which is really slick. So he's looking for observers. Cyclone drop goes in the back. He's going to pick off a few probes. And does manage to get 2. Pick up, get out. Very well done. There's no blink in this game. He also has Interference Matrix. So if he can lock down the Warp Prism when the fight happens, he can basically stop it from unloading the High Templar. But for now, feedback on that Raven would be good. ASTREA's trying to hide it, though. I think this is a good choice. As good as the feedback on the Raven would be, you're not going to kill it with that feedback. It's better to hide the Storm so that you can ambush him when he moves across the map. Stim and shields are almost done. Concussive shells isn't quite there, but the medevacs are here. Lots of bio, lots of tank. That's 3 siege tanks right there. ASTREA with a pylon up the top, trying to get a little bit of map vision. He's got some zealots, some stalkers. His army's overall very small. Remember, he's only on 6 gates. His third base is just finishing now. Future's up 7 workers. Interference Matrix on the Prism. He's got to get out of there. ASTREA just needs to run away. That is his only choice until that Interference Matrix wears off. He's got to run. He's got to run, man. Oh my god, another Matrix. Another Matrix could be huge. He does it. Does he do it? No, he doesn't. Big storms late on the Matrix, and he does cop a big storm. Future with a slight mess up there. But you know what? There's still an army forward on the front. He can take his time, spread his tanks out, try and actually get a good position. 4 siege tanks in the corner could be absolutely legendary. And indeed, he's going to be doing it. 1 Marauder does get trapped in the corner by the looks of it. This tank's going to come a bit further forward, very far forward, in range of the Nexus, trying to bait the Protoss into fighting. ASTREA does not want to fight this. Good spreadies here from Future. Storm drop coming in from behind. Oh my god, he's going to get a good storm on the Marines. Future does cop a bit of the storm. Loses one of his tanks, but the other 3 tanks are solid. Another storm does land. Those Marines going to have to heal for a moment. He wants to push in and win, though, because ASTREA just has so little firepower. He's making an Immortal. He's making an Archon. He just has no units right now. The battery on the north, not part of this. And Future comes in like an avalanche and just washes ASTREA away. And already in the quarterfinals, ASTREA finds himself knocked down to the losers bracket. Future in the winners semis. Absolutely filthy. GG, well played, Future. Straight out of the dumpster where he got thrown earlier. He's now fought his way back through the lower bracket bit by bit. And honestly, he's looked really good doing it. ASTREA got destroyed in his last match, but now down here in the lower bracket. And it is getting to the loser of this match, I believe, gets top 4. Winner will make it to the top 3. Future in the bottom left. He went very cheesy last time. And this time, he's going to go for a 2 ranks Reaper Warlock. Hello. Guys, Future's been so creative, and I loved his builds in their last series. Problem is that obviously ASTREA is going to be way safer this time, right? He's gonna really scout like a crazy person. There is going to be hallucinated phoenixes, not dilly-dallying. They're going to go straight into the main to see what they haven't seen. Thank you so much, Fernros, for the subs, by the way. I appreciate that. Give you a big thanks in a minute. After the game, thank you so much. So basically, I feel like for Future, a 1-base stim all-in, it has to be either so all-in and so crazy, could be the way to do it, like Tech Lab Reactor, just mass units is one way of doing it. The other way that he could do this is just play more of a normal game or more of a greedy game and then progress. He's going to go to third barracks or factory. What is this SCV doing here? I think he's 1-basing, guys. I think he's going to go full 1-base. Yeah, I think it might be a 1-base stim all-in. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to see exactly how it goes. Reaper comes across the map. There is a sentry on the way. ASTREA loves his sentry openings. They are very safe because he should be able to scout. Yeah, it's a factory on 1-base. He could go tanks as well. That's another option. You could go like 1-base marine tank all in. There's so many dirty pushes that Future can pull out here. We do know that it's within that cheesy realm. That might be the one thing that the Future's missing. On the other hand, you're playing a guy who's going sentry every game. Kind of feels like ASTREA is going to scout you if you do play greedy pretty early and be able to be greedy himself. So this might just be the right way for this to happen. Future, he's going to pick off 1 probe. Great grenades. Gets himself 2 probes. Make it 3. Sentry doesn't do much damage. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is such a good punish against the sentry opening. He knows ASTREA likes to open sentry. He's like, yeah, I'll just build 2 Reapers off 2 barracks. Kill 4 probes because the sentry can't do that much damage. It can defend 1 Reaper. It can't defend 2. And now he goes, that's fine. Now we got a factory building tanks and a third barracks. We're going to do a 1-base Marine Marauder siege tank all in. And he's probably going to push with, I would imagine, 2 siege tanks. And the idea here being, of course, that he wants ASTREA to not be able to scout. Now, ASTREA so far hasn't been able to send a hallucination out, right? Because he got panicked trying to defend and used a force field, I believe. I think that's what he did. 1 Reaper does go down. He's already killed a lot of stuff, though. Robo goes down as well, and that should be a dead Reaper. No, he gets out. Nicely done. Okay, guys, so we've got a tank out. Marines and Marauders are pumping. Future's stopped building workers. Just building depots, building army, keeping it as simple as possible. And that Reaper, careful, he's going to lose it, I think. No, he keeps getting out. Good play. But he's going to move forward here with, like, Marines and Marauders and try to, like, ambush these Stalkers and Sentries if they run in. There is an SCV running out in that direction. He's going to change angle there. ASTREA. Oh, ASTREA spots it. ASTREA sees the SCVs, or at least an SCV. Batteries on the way. 2 more batteries go down. ASTREA's aware of the fact that something cheeky is coming his way. Oh, he tries to bounce that sentry. Can't quite get it. That Reaper's going to go down if he's not careful. Good fight there for ASTREA, but the concussive lands and the sentry goes down, losing any Guardian Shield in the next fight. It's only 5 Stalkers. This is a pretty scary moment right now for ASTREA. The SCVs can fight. They can also mass repair. The Marine Marauder needs to pull back. He needs to pull back the Marine Marauder. ASTREA's focus fire is so good. He's already killed 4 Marines. He's killed like 5 Marines, guys. He's killing all the Marines. Another Marine goes down. Battery overcharge is really good. There's not enough firepower right now. Future may have pushed this a little bit too early. Oh, gosh. He needs to build bunkers, I think. I think he needs to build a bunker here as well. Battery overcharge is finally used up. There's a second tank here. Obviously, Future feels the urgency to push in, but this Stalker micro is really good. The Marauders on the left will take out a couple of these Stalkers. Oh, those Stalkers get some damage on the tank. I think the SCV should pull back and repair the siege tank, and the Marine Marauder actually kill another Stalker. Almost, not quite. There's an Immortal out. He's got to be careful. The Immortal is a problem. The Immortal does lose its barrier to the first siege tank shot. That is big. Battery overcharge is about 20 seconds away. Battery overcharge comes in. That's going to be big. It's 1 gate, 1 robo. If the second Immortal pops out, that's huge. ASTREA should build a backup pylon on the right side. He's getting ready to pull his probes. He's going to go for it. ASTREA is going for the break right now. Marine Marauder coming forward. Siege tanks with some big damage. The Immortal has to get taken down. It does. The Immortal going down is huge. The SCVs aren't repairing, though. The SCVs are not repairing. Bit of a mistake there for Future. If he saved that tank, this could have been game over, I think. But with only 2 tanks, can he deal with the Immortal? That is the big question. He needs to shoot it, but the Marauder goes down, even though he sets off the barrier. Siege tank is in range of that pylon. There's no backup pylon on this, but battery overcharge is ready. Does he have the energy for it? Main base Nexus is out. He's going to have energy in 10 seconds, but the battery does go down, or the pylon, sorry, goes down, and the Robo is depowered. 2 siege tanks and a bunch of SCVs on the front. The Marines here as well. Dude, if he could have survived that Stalker volley with the SCV repair, which I don't know if he could have had this, but oh, battery overcharge says, hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Immortal. I'm sorry, I know you Terran don't read good, but do you know what Immortal means? It means you never die. And the Immortal runs forward, takes out 2 tanks, and absolutely rips the legs out from underneath Future's push. He's going to come in from the left now as well, realizing, hey, if you're sending your Marines into my base, my Immortal can just go kill that siege tank. He will lose the Immortal to the Marines, but now he's lost his staying power. No more siege tanks on the front. 15 workers against 25 in Astrea's favor, and it looks like Future here has barely not been able to break Astrea. Astrea with a clutch hold. The Stalker focus fire at the start of that push, I tell you, he killed about 5 Marines so quickly at the very beginning of that push, and that was massive. That was so huge. We got to pay it to him. The forward battery, the overcharge, and those first 4 Stalkers really set him up for the rest of the defense. So there just would have been too much firepower. Future's going to go stim. You know, he's like, well, we're just going to build up and maybe we win with another wave, right? Which is probably the right way to do things. Still dropping mules, which, you know, give you a decent little income here. But Astrea's back up to 10 workers on his natural. Main is still fully mining. And he's got 3 gateways and a robo. And getting an observer out, having the Guardian shield. So he's got multiple batteries with overcharge that allow him to get healed all the way up to out here. Multiple immortals for anti-armored. Other units just for general firepower. Guardian shield, so good against Marines. So good. And then the Observer's going to confirm, like, hey, are you expanding? Do I just keep making army? He cancels a shield battery, makes a Warp Prism. Warp Prism's really good for, like, juggling units and stuff, keeping them alive. I do think Astrea moving forward is absolutely the right call. Yeah, he sees this move out, and honestly, if he can, like, Guardian shield and just jump on it, kill a bunch of these Marines, that could be huge. He's spotted, though. Guardian shield could be nice. Yep, it is. And that's gonna force the siege up. Oh, the sentry is always getting tagged by Marauders. Somehow it is alive. We've got more immortals on the way as well. Definitely more zealots going to be needed. That's a lot of SCV. Stim is here. Stim is kicking in 5 seconds. The bio coming forward. It's mostly bio SCV. He's going to have to set off the overcharge. Oh, the immortal, but the Warp Prism does save that immortal. Very nicely done. Battery overcharge will go down. It's a big fight. The battery overcharge is massive. Stim comes in as the probes are pulled. The Prism does go down. Prism taking away the micro ability of Astrea's army. The Immortal's trying to take out the siege tanks. One tank does go down. The other tank is still alive. Siege tank splash damage is doing pretty well, but it's mostly hitting Stalkers, not the probes right now. And maybe a shot on those probes would have actually been game-changing. Those probes are tanking a lot of damage. One tank does go down. The Stim bio still looking very fierce, but another Immortal pops out. That extra Immortal with the battery healing could change it. Future realizes he's lost his SCVs, and you might be looking at that going, what? Why'd he leave? But if we rewind just to that final seconds, I'll break it down for you. Essentially, at that point, he's not going to get through. He's only got like 4 Marines and a tank. There's still a bit of energy left that can heal. I mean, it's going to heal about 150 shields. He might kill an extra Stalker here, but I mean, that Immortal and Stalkers are going to kill that tank in 2 volleys. The Marines are disappearing. That was his last SCVs. He's on 8 against 24. Another warp-in could come in at any moment, and he knows he's done for. Future with yet another very smart, well-planned, cheeky build, showing he's a creative, strategic master, though. The 2-Rax Reaper set him up so well against the sentries, but he just couldn't quite finish Astrea off in Game 1. All right, guys, going into Game 2. Game 1 didn't work out. Future's going for a depot there, and his opponent, Astrea, in the top right side. Finally, man, if he went down 0-4... because he got 3-0 in the previous series. If he went down 0-4 to these cheesy builds, Astrea might just lose confidence, but he hangs on, and he's going to go for a very early gate scout, looking for all the most abusive proxy spots. Barracks and gas go up on the other side. Astrea is taking every safety precaution available. And this is what I was saying about it might be time for Future to not go double gas. Like, don't bother with that second gas. Do a greedy build, you know, or mix it up in some way. Maybe, especially after that last game, Astrea might not go sentry. If you can, with the threat of that 2-Rax Reaper build, scare him off going sentry first, it means there's a bigger delay on him scouting your greed, and that could be effective. Also, you could just go 1-Rax expand and still do a really fast tank Marine Marauder push. Like there's still some pretty brutal options off 1-Rax expand where it's like it's like you're cosplaying as a player who wants to do a normal build. You're like, oh look, I'm building a command center on 1 barracks, and the Protoss sees that, and the Protoss goes home, and then you're like, lol, moving out at 4 minutes with 2 tanks, you know. So there's some options. There's going to be Nexus into Cybercore again. So Astrea's back to his greed, guys. I'm telling you, man. Astrea, much like me, much prefers Nexus before Cybercore. I think I'm not even a good Protoss player, but I'm just obviously a guy who watches a lot of good Protoss players. I love this opening. I know Harstem loves it. I haven't heard his thoughts on it most recently. and ASTREA. But most of the top Protoss players are like, no, dumb build, don't do it. Risky. Reaper problem. You just get such a good economic start. And people will be like, oh, but look, he loses a probe. He's happy to lose that probe. Because this secures him from losing any probes on the other side, because the Reaper just wasted time doing that. Gives you time to get your Stalker out, and you've got more probes up at home, because this Nexus is up earlier, and your second gas is up much earlier, so it speeds up your tech. One of the big advantages of doing the Nexus before Cybercore is you get your second gas before second pylon, so you actually get on gas way earlier. And look at that. Twilight Council goes down there before 2 minutes 30, about 2:27. You often see guys taking their Twilight at like 2:45, right? 15, 18 seconds later when they go core first. And I think this is just a really brilliant way of opening for ASTREA. Now, to be fair, he's got a probe about to come out. The Stalker's not guarding it. And that's a problem because he's going to lose a probe now. Oh, that grenade! Not quite good enough, actually. Barely bounced the probe in the wrong direction. If it bounced it to the low ground, he could have grabbed it. ASTREA gets a little lucky. Future, a little unlucky, you could say. Stalker coming to the ledge, and he's going to try and Sanger this Reaper. No, he does go across for a bit of a scout to the middle. He did see the One Rex expand earlier. Starport's on the way. Looks like a Widow Mine drop. Pretty standard play for Future so far. And he's going to go into that natural, which is the most exposed area. But there's no easy escape path here, remember, guys. And he's going to go after that probe. He will be able to get it if he commits, but I don't think he gets out of here. Oh! Oh! ASTREA doesn't lose a single probe. Just a bit of mining time. Very well done. Robo goes down after that second gateway. Blink is getting chrono boosted. And this means Blink's going to be done a bit earlier as well compared to the other build we were talking about, guys. Remember we were saying, like, hey, Blink's going to be a bit faster. Your tech's a little bit faster as opposed to core first. So potentially you go in with a mine drop and Stalker's Blink on it and shut it down. That being said, this medevac feels very late. Is it just me, guys? I don't know. This medevac feels a little bit... Yeah, no, it's a 1-Rex expand. Don't think he's going to be able to hit until about 450. We'll see. See how quickly he boosts across this map. I love the probe out front. It's even scouting down here, opening up the minerals. Check down that bottom side. 4 gas on the way. This is ASTREA's classic build, guys, with one little bit of safety. He used to always go 2-gate Robo and play Blink, 5 Stalkers, it's straight into Colossus and a third base all at the same time. Super greedy because you got so much tech, Blink and Colossus and the economy of a third base. But he's built a 3rd gateway this time. So he's got a little bit of extra safety, and that's an adjustment for the player because Future is, of course, a very cheeky guy. Now, this time, Future's not playing cheeky at all. As I was saying, Future can't just keep cheesing every game. He's got to mix it up, and he's going to play a more standard game here. Widow Mine Drop gets spotted. There are 2 probes patrolling on the map and an observer there. The Stalkers, though, run to the right side. He diverts to the left. Future, very clever reaction to getting scouted earlier. He's going to drop 2 Widow Mines, and he will manage to get a little bit of damage. But, oh, he's going to lose the medevac. Oh, he's going to get 2 probes only, but he loses the medevac in the top left and both Widow Mines, and more importantly, gets shut down quickly. That was a bit too much of a commitment. Future should have gone and just hid in the dead space, kept the Stalkers pinned at home, potentially, or maybe, committed to the drop a little bit harder and faster, just instantly burrowed both Widow Mines, tried to save one after they fired and get out of there, but ASTREA shuts that down with a quick blink, and he's now going Psystorm. 3 more gateways, so that's going to be 6-gate Charge Storm. Great way to play. Observer does get scanned on the Terran side of the map. Now, there's no safety tanks. There's no safety Raven. So the fact that Future scanned the Observer is great, number 1. Number 2, he hasn't wasted time on Tank Raven, which is appallingly bad against Storm. If you've got a Raven, it gets feedbacked. Your siege tanks get jumped on by the fast Zealots, and the Marines all get stormed. So the fact that he's going straight to Biomine is actually really good for Future. It makes his kind of build order, compositional build up way better than it could have been. Marauder's pretty good versus Stalkers. ASTREA's going to be blinking back weak ones, though. And that salvage not quite able to complete. 3rd command center hasn't started yet. Oh, for those who are wondering, by the way, we had some audio issues yesterday. I was recording EPT games, casting that live on stream. People were like, if they had really good speakers, they could hear a bit of a hum. The whole road outside my house is getting ripped up this whole week, apparently. Hopefully they're done soon. So it's that combined with dudes doing construction work on the building behind mine outside my window who are just like constantly pouring gravel down one of those chutes off the roof. And I'm worried they're then going to have to put more gravel on top of the roof, which is also going to be really noisy. I don't know what they're doing up there. They're like, where all the air conditioner units are, they're doing some sort of maintenance. It's weird. Anyway, giant push for a Future. Clumped a bit too much, though. Oh, flanking Eye Templar from the left. Flanking Eye Templar from the left just got a massive shot. That was huge. Dude, that was huge. Okay, so he's got to pull back and heal. Now, in this scenario against Storm, if you can slide a drop into the main, that's way more effective. But right now, he's a bit too close. He's got to get out of there. Run, Future. Run, run, run. One good size Storm will ruin his day right now. And look at this, trying to bait out the Widow Mines, but Future's counter micro is pretty darn good. ASTREA being fancy, good. Blink backs there, only takes the splash damage, gets the Widow Mine. Good micro by ASTREA. Third command center only now starting on location. Future was very committed to this push. I think too committed. I think when you see Size Storm, your best option is to do kind of light, careful pressure, bait out Storms, keep the Protoss on the back foot, deny a fourth if you can, but macroing is the key. And right now, no SCV production for Future. Oh, the way ASTREA is poking forward is really good. Drop tries to go to that right side, but that means these guys are exposed in the middle. If ASTREA finds them, he could pick off all these units pretty much for free. The drop goes to the right side. ASTREA does have to react, though. Pylon will go down, as will the probe. This is a good movement, because it just slows down ASTREA taking a fourth, and you can kind of chill down here for a long time. He does stim, though, maybe a little preemptively, and I think Future needs to keep it in his pants. Notice he's still not building workers. He's still playing this like an all-in. Future's feeling a little bit all-in right now, guys. I love his position. If he starts building workers, I just think he might be committing a little bit too much. That being said, the High Templar are miles away. There's no prism for those High Templar. As they get recalled, maybe this is going to change, but right now it looks really good. He's got to pick up and go. The Storm's here. The Storm's here. Oh, he picks up and gets out. He loses a full medevac. One full medevac does go down. The rest of the army's going to group up on the front. He does unload on this front, though. The rest of this bio coming in. Battery overcharge disappears instantaneously. The Nexus should be going down. Will it, though? Maybe not. There's a full energy High Templar. He's got two Storms. That Widow Mine! That one Zealot just dragged the Widow Mine into the center of the bio. Absolute Chad Gamer. That was the Zealot from the Legacy of the Void cinematic. The guy who takes the Baneling so that his buddy survives. Absolute beast. Defending, you know, like a psychopath. Defending the High Templar is exactly what that guy was doing in that cinematic, right? Does save the Marauders, pulls to the left. The lack of worker production is what worries me. Future is so not focused on his economy. He transfers a few workers. He should transfer a few more. He's finally gone up to 5 barracks and a Ghost Academy, but it felt like he was just a bit too committed there. You know, it feels like he's a bit too stiff in his play in terms of like, I have to win the game right now. It's working fine in that, you know, Australia's economy has been kept small, but the trading has been negative for Future. And that's scary because now you got second Robo Bay. You're on 1-1 upgrades against the guy who's been behind on upgrades this whole time, but the Storm has just got such good value. And look at Australia's map vision now. Yes, that Observer goes down, but there's an Observer there, Stalker there, probes and pylons all over this map. Funnily enough, guys, after Australia was in my stream yesterday, we were watching Max Packs, and he said, ooh, watch out, High Templar on the high ground. Oh, doesn't quite get the Storm on the corner. He was actually pointing out, he was like, ooh, it looks like MaxPax purposely doesn't siege the observers up, because you guys know they're more visible when they siege up now. And he was kind of in chat going, oh, kind of like thinking face, like, maybe that's what I should do as well. And obviously, that was after watching, after playing these games. These games were played the day before. That High Templar does get sniped down. Ooh. Fourth Nexus on the left side. A couple Zealots trying to come in. Careful, Future. Zealots on the right, Zealots on the left. He's been on the offense all game, and sometimes it can be a little awkward swapping back into a defensive focus. He should be running these SCVs. And yeah, that's what we're talking about. 11 SCVs. Remember, he hasn't been building workers all game, guys. Future's been kind of all in, and I think he's going to go even more all in now. He does cop a big Storm, but he moves through it. He can tank one Storm, kills the fourth Nexus. Widow Mines could be pretty effective, but look at that. Nice Blink Micro so far from Mr. ASTREA. He's going to take a Widow Mine there, does lose a Stalker and a Zealot. The Bio Army pulling back. There's so much Bio. Triple SOV production does start, but you can tell Future really has a plan, an aggressive plan that he wants to make happen in this game. The High Templar getting out there for map control. If these guys shove up through the middle, it could be good. But there's a High Templar. There's multiple High Templar cannons and Colossus. I feel like the Future needs to go range lib. He needs to build a fourth, go range lib, because ASTREA has all the splash. Double feedback on the Ghosts. Oh, two of the feedbacks have all their energy removed. There's another High Templar there. Dude, what a setup for ASTREA now. Having all this splash damage is brilliant. A single Marine Marauder go after the High Templar. That was very cute from Future. But the Observers are out. Double Nexus building. He's rebuilding his fourth and a fifth. Yeah, ASTREA's been losing Nexus. Yes, he's down in overall supply, but it doesn't matter if you've got all the splash damage you need. And he's using that splash very well. Good EMP, but there's still two more High Templar. Each of them packing energy. They are absolutely juiced to the gills. Feedbacks land on the Ghost, but EMPs land on the High Templar as well. There's still two High Templar on the right, and one on the left comes in. Massive Storms! The flanking High Templar from the top left. Even I didn't see it. That whole army's deep in the red and orange. Another Storm all over the medevacs. Oh my golly! ASTREA! Oh my man, that was a filthy Terran player. And honestly, ASTREA just found him out in the woods and said, you need a scrub behind the ears, you are filthy. And he just forced him to have a bath. That was a very aggressive bath time. I don't know if you guys have ever had a stray animal. It's a bit of a fight the first time you try and give it a bath. It's a bit of a challenge, and that's what happened there. Future scrub behind the ears until he bleeds. His whole army just got absolutely wrecked. 59 workers. He's got a 4th command center coming up. He's got ship weapons as well, 2/2 upgrades, but yeah, I really feel like being a bit more elusive is what you have to do against this like Storm Colossus army now. It's like, hey, be trying to drop the back, dart in, dart out, force ASTREA to spread his units across so many different areas, and then don't really commit and just use the time that buys you to transition into the range libs. But right now, he's only on 5 racks, 1 factory, and 1 starport. He doesn't really have the setup for it. And even though he's building sensor towers and the like, it does feel like Future is behind. The lack of worker production in this game, the focus on being the one in the driver's seat, being aggressive, you could tell he feels more confident when he's attacking, whereas ASTREA is a little bit more able to weather these punches, sit on the back foot, find ways to just kind of shore up the holes in your vision, which he's been so good on. Look at this vision. He just basically knows that Future's going to try and like dart in the main, doom drop him, catch him off guard, and that sort of stuff. So he's been ultra safe. He's got very few no zealots, 7 stalkers, it's 4 colossus, 1 immortal, 8 high templar. And look at these high templar guys. He's even sending a storm drop around the top left of the map with warp prism speed. He's building a 3rd robo and he's pumping immortals. This is an insanely high quality Protoss army. Observer up there as well. ASTREA's storms are so well known, the Doors wrote a song about them back in 1971. Oh! Speak of the devil. 9 workers do go down. Took Terran. That was a pretty good storm drop. Was that Riders of the Storm? Was that them? I'm trying to... I'm so bad with like music from before my my era. I know all the songs when I hear them, but I never know their names. So I just sung them. Like, who was this? Who was that? High Templar does finish off that Marine. Nicely done. Observer set up here as well. Dude, he's going to go Skytoss transition. ASTREA's taken no chances. No chances at all. He's just like, nope, we're going to go Tempests. I think Tempests first. I think he'll get like 4 or 5 Tempests before carriers. He could go carriers as well. Both would work. There is a 2nd starport now. Still only 5 barracks. I think the starports are way more important than the barracks. I would probably actually go triple starport if I was in Future's shoes before going for extra barracks, just because it kind of feels like that's where we win or lose this game, right? It's the range lib count to deal with this massive splash damage on the ground. Watch out for that Widowmine. Nice, does clean it up. Lib range finally starting here. That does give, I think it's +2 range, right? Yeah. Used to be +3. Not as scary as it once was, but Liberators only cost 125 gas now. They did get buffed at the start of last year, I believe it was, so. 5 Stargates? Oh, wow. Okay, so, you know, sometimes people get caught in the middle of an air transition with like 1 or 2 carriers or Tempest out. It doesn't really do much. ASTREA's like, no, when I build air units, I'm going to build 5 at once. I've already got double air upgrades upgrading. So I'm going to build like 5 2/2 carriers and then another 5 or, you know, something like that. It's just going to be such a sudden swap into that army. It's actually very cool. Now, you could argue he's taking a bit longer than he probably needs to. Scan from Future. Future's like, oh, are we just sitting here? And ASTREA's like, yeah, you're really good at being aggressive. Of course we're just sitting here. I'm not going to take any chances attacking into you. You're a crazy person. You've been throwing the kitchen sink at me for 4 or 5 games in a row. I've finally got a chance to just chill and show my late game prowess. Yeah, I'm going to chill and show my late game prowess. This is my best chance of just destroying. So it's kind of on Future now to show, you know, how well can he play this later stage of the game that he hasn't really showed up to now. He's going to finally go to 8 barracks. 2nd starport's up on the reactor. Lib range is done. Ship weapons +2's on the way. Extra command centers. We haven't really seen carriers or Tempest yet. It's just been Mama. Just Mama's coming out. That gets scanned again. ASTREA has 8 Immortals, 13 High Templar, 13 High Templar. Oh my god, I love it. It's so funny. You guys know I talk about High Templar in the late game and how useful they are, but they need to kind of come from surprising angles. Look at this, guys. He's got High Templar just everywhere. They're just scattered around the map. And I've always said High Templar Cannon Battery is the most efficient defense. If your opponent starts trying to drop you or run around with like a bunch of bio, they can run in with like 30 supply of bio, and it's like a few cannons, a battery, and a storm, and they just all die. Liberator's coming forward. 8 libs, 4 Vikings. Oh, he's just going to blink forward. Where's the bio? The bio's down here on the bottom right. It's so far out of position. He's only bringing the ghosts. Where's the rest of the bio? Future with a bit of a slow reaction. He does end up killing a lot of those units, though. I'm not sure who won that fight. Looks like Protoss did, man. Yeah, ASTREA lost some units, but he killed a lot of stuff. Those libs barely survived there. Stalkers will take out some of these libs from the low ground, though. Not the best positioning on these libs. Oh god, Future's whole army's on the right side. He doesn't want to fight front on. But look at this, guys. The prism goes back. The speed prism is here. He's going to try and storm it. He does combat storm. Gets one storm out. But the EMPs and the biofocus fire will gun through. Very nicely done. There's more High Templar on the right, though. He can kill a base. I don't think he'll get any further than that. Whereas how do you stop this? Mothership's going to go recall this whole army into the main base, I believe. Let's take a look. Is she going to recall? Yes, she is. She's like, it's awkward pushing up the ramp. Why don't I just recall into your main base? Storms on the right side could be big. Nice EMPs on the High Templar. Nice EMPs on both High Templar. Great management by Future, but he's losing his main at home. Meanwhile, that's just one wave. There's more High Templar behind it, pushing through these High Templar. He's used all of his EMPs. This next High Templar is going to ruin him. Oh, wait, no, he's got another EMP. Or he's just going to use Snipe. I like that. Cloak into Snipe. But the vision. He picks it up with the Prism. Breaks it, so the Snipe actually can't complete. Zealots come in. High Templar still gets a decent little storm there. He does lose a lot of that stuff, though. Extra High Templar in the top left also have energy. Stalkers taking down orbital command centers. He's going to lose another base as ASTREA. What's he got building? He's got disruptors, but he is a bit supply blocked. He's got a few High Templar coming in from the left as well. They could be the difference makers. One more good storm, and this army's toasty. Oh, ASTREA gets a storm, but it's a little bit late there. Only hits a bit of the bio. His own army getting ready to recall after clearing out the production, I think. Oh, another big storm just landed. And he's ready. He's recalling to that top right of our screen, guys. Oh, another High Templar. Another High Templar from the left. Another High Templar. These backup High Templar. Oh, my God. Another one comes in from the south. Mama comes in as well. High Templar from every single angle. And it just takes so much APM and constant attention and constant EMPs to clear out those High Templar. I've always said that High Templar don't guarantee storms. What they do is it slows down the terrain, and it makes it very awkward for them to move around the map without being super slow and careful. And that's the whole advantage of High Templar, is like just a 2 supply unit wanders in, and it can destroy their whole army, essentially, if they're not watching for a few seconds. And ASTREA, using that very well, survives, and he's on his way to revenge, up 2-0 against Future. All right. ASTREA's on that path to the comeback, and he goes for a double gas. No scout opening. Oh, you tricky boy. And he's getting eBay blocked, which is really good because he wasn't planning to go for a Nexus anyway. Oh, this is unfortunate. Future's like, hey, let's just go for a classic eBay. Oh, it's an eBay block before gas. So he's doing a really fast expand on the high ground. He's going to go 1-Rex expand. Now, ASTREA still pulls 3 probes, guys. Is that a trick? Oh, he was planning to expand. It's just the double. It's the one where you probe a bit harder. He was. I'm surprised by how heavily he's reacting. He does kill the SCV though, which is nice. Future, I think he saw those probes mining gas, so he should know this is a double gas response and be ready for like a Stargate or something like that. Command center should be going down momentarily on that high ground, basically as soon as he cancels the engineering bay. Which, to be fair, he didn't get that much build time on. And you can see ASTREA's managed his economy pretty well. Like, he's getting a lot of gas value here. He's still got most of his minerals saturated. He has a bit above 400 minerals, so he would obviously love to be able to build the Nexus, but he can go Sentry, he can go Warp Gate, and he can put that Nexus down right away. So, 208, it's a delay, but the command center is pretty delayed as well. And the fact that he already went double gas, immediate second pylon, pulled those probes pretty quickly, I'd say this is usually pretty good for the Protoss. On the other hand, I'm very much curious to see what Future has in mind, because the gas was quite late. Yeah, it's a 3cc. It's a 3cc, ladies and gentlemen. I was like, the second and third barracks is very late. I was like, that's because he's not building them. Oh, what is this? Is that to spot the middle without leaving a unit there? Oh, ASTREA, you 300 IQ big boy. What? I didn't even know you could spot the middle from there. What? He's so tricky. Dude, this is why I love watching ASTREA. And now he knows to not fly the Phoenix through the Marines and lose it as well, or almost lose it straight away. He's got so many cute little adjustments. He's going to scout the 3-rack straight away. This is awesome. All right, we got a Twilight up there. Stalker's coming out. Probes are rallying to El Natural. Second gateway coming up there as well. Hallucinated Phoenix is going to be driving in for the scout, and this is going to be ASTREA's first information. He goes, oh yeah, your command center's up, so it's a bit of an economy build. Oh, that's a very late second, third barracks factory. Oh, that's why your third command center's already almost finished. So ASTREA's going to move out and take a third instantly. Look at that, guys. Immediately moves out to take a third. So many Protoss players, I feel like they scout these 3cc builds and then they just keep doing their build with like a little bit more consistent probing. ASTREA, I always love the fact that he just pushes his economy reactively. So much better than most Protoss players. It's actually my number one criticism of Protoss players is like, they'll see a guy being super greedy and they'll be like, oh, he's being greedy. And they'll just keep doing their build sometimes. And I'm like, in PvT, I get sometimes you scout too late to really react that much, but I think this is a perfect reaction. Just drop a third Nexus, get your Blink Stalkers out there. Oh, he's going to go double Forge off 2-gate? Well, that might be a bit too greedy. That being said, Factory was so fast. Stim is pretty late. All right, guys, sorry, we just had a bit of a glitch there. So just resuming the cast here. It is basically this 3-barrack setup. The Marines there as well. We got Stalker, Sentry, Stalker over on the natural. We've got Double Forge coming up, which is so good, the Mass Zealot style, if you can get away with it, especially if Future doesn't realize what's happening. We already saw him kind of struggle with the Zealot run bys on Alcyon, and here on this map, great chance for those to get in and do damage, especially when he's on 3 bases trying to defend so much. Double Forge starts the upgrades. Charge will be coming in soon after that. 45 probes to 39. Economy looks great for the Terran. Oh! Guys, forgotten department. We've all big mega corporation. 45,000 worldwide employees. And those... damn it. Someone did an audit and found out there was a whole department getting paid and they didn't actually have any responsibilities. They had their little couple of weeks of fun there, but they did end up getting put back to work. Terran Corp. Synergizing backwards overflow in the future of the Kupulu sector. Ensuring that we find ways to synergize forwards together and create a better future under our great God Emperor Mengsk. Yeah, I do like to imagine that it's kind of more than a little dystopian, the Terran Dominion. Anyways, Command Center does come out there. We've got the Marine Marauder on the high ground. 6 more gateways coming. They're not ready just yet. Charge and 1-1 will be finished soon. Stalkers, get out of there, bro. Oh, he picks off a few Marines. Almost gets a Marauder. Oh, he very close. The Marauder survives on 3 hit points. Good blink backs. I always like to just stim aggressively after the Protoss when they play like this. And just really be like, leave. Yeah, that's the way to do it. Box a bunch of units, stim after them. And just try to catch those Stalkers, especially if you can get them in the sight blockers at all. That's where they really struggle. So, yeah, you lose a few Marines, but you get a Stalker. You push back his map control, which is important. Now, the question is, what do you do from here? Double eBay is very late. Very late, and he needs a 4th and 5th barracks as well. Right now, Future's way ahead on supply. What he needs to do is he needs to clear up map control and exert pressure without overcommitting. Problem, guys, ASTREA's going to go build pylons and gateways on his side of the map. He's got a 4th base already on the way. 2-2s coming in when 1-1 hasn't even started for the Terran. That's scary. On the other hand, you got a big bio ball. There's only a Sentry, 6 Stalkers, 12 Zealots, and ASTREA's map control a little lacking, except for the God Pylon, which finally gets spotted. That bloody 300 IQ pylon in the middle of the map sees the push coming. Army from behind. Sanger! It's a Sanger! Oh, is it though? No, he's just coming from one side. Stalkers come in, take out a medevac. Widowmines will be taking care of those Stalkers. A couple of Stalkers do go down, but the Zealots are charging on top. Bio started stepping away right now. The Zealots with the double upgrades and Guardian Shield going to be enough, man. The 1-1 Guardian Shield is huge. He's out of Guardian Shield right now, but another medevac gets focused down. Another medevac going down. He's got to be careful, mate. And those Stalkers, oh, they almost get the full medevac. Great catch there for ASTREA. That gives ASTREA freedom. Watch him drop 2 gases right now. And take a double robo, guys. Transfers workers. There's no. Oh, he's gonna commit even harder. He's got a probe up there. He hasn't built any gateways on the front. I really thought we were gonna see ASTREA transition splash damage after winning that fight. So color me surprised. I thought we were going to see it, but he's saying, no, I'm just going to kill you with Zealot Stalker, man. I don't need anything else. I got the upgrade advantage, dog. 4th command center's there. Dude, Future's 4th and 5th barracks was just so late. He's still only now getting those add-ons. So losing that first fight when you have delayed your production this long to have a bigger immediate army is terrible. It's really bad. He needs his 1-1 to finish. Dude, if ASTREA can fight with 2-2 versus 0-0, it's just game over. The Marines will not do damage. They will be doing 3 damage a shot to the Zealots. It will take 50 Marine shots to get through a Zealot. Like that, I mean, actually, technically it's a little less because 50 of their hit points are shields, but still, it'll take so many. 34 Marine hits to get through their 100 hit points on a Zealot is disastrous. That being said, I don't think there's much of a window. 2-2 is going to finish it only a few seconds ahead. Yeah, 1-1 will finish for Terran before a fight happens, so that's okay. Now, we do see that double gas into Robo transition now. He's going up to 6 gas and a Robo. We'll see a second Robo and a Robo Bay in the near future. Stalker picks off an SCV before running away, and this should tell Future, hey, I forgot concussive shells. Ooh, he's forgotten concussive. That's a bummer. In this matchup, concussive is a game changer, especially against Mass Zealot, because it really stops them, slows them down as they try to charge on you. Second starport's on the way. Armory has not gone down, which means 2-2 cannot start, and 3-3 is already on the way. Oh, he builds a Phoenix! Oh, he builds a Phoenix, man. What a great move there. You've already got, you know, wait, did he? He didn't open Stargate, did he? Did he build the Stargate just for that? Yes, he did. Worth it. Super worth it. He had so much map control that he knew he'd be able to build this Stargate, get the Phoenix out, and trap those 2 drops before Future was going to push him. This is such a good spot. ASTREA asserting his macro dominance. 4 more gateways, Templar Archives, 3-3s on the way. Concussive does get remembered by Future, but Future's down in army supply by 30 right now. It's Mass Zealot. It's not the best army supply, but God, he needs his bio in a ball. It's all split up right now. The Widow Mines may be getting good damage. He's got to pull SCVs to the front. There's so much 2-2 Zealot. The double upgrade advantage is massive. EMPs are pretty big, but the medevacs keep getting focused down by the Stalkers, and that's actually game-changing. If you don't have any healing, the Zealots will swarm over you. Your stims can't be healed. SCVs in the natural do end up help defending there, but the 30's getting ransacked. ASTREA overwhelms and dominates. I love that. This is classic ASTREA. It's why he's so hard to play against. He scouts the 3rd command center. He drops his own 3rd nexus, goes double forge, just super greedy into heavy Zealot. And when he defended the 1st army, it was always going to be a very good position for him from then. I absolutely love the way he uses that early sentry opening and the scouting to shut down Terran. Really nice play from ASTREA, and what a good recovery. After that first series was such a disaster, ASTREA now finds himself in the lower bracket finals. GG, well played.